Hello and welcome to InyoPool's How-To Guide section. In this video we are going to be discussing how to clean a Hayward DE Filter grid assembly. Pull together the tools you'll need: a socket wrench, a large open-ended wrench, silicone or Teflon based lubricant, a rubber mallet, a face mask, and a cleaning cloth. Turn off the power. If your pump is on, turn it off at the power switch or, ideally, at the circuit breaker box. Release the pressure in the filter tank by opening the air pressure relief valve at the rear of the pressure gauge. Remove the drain plug to drain the filter. Insert a screwdriver into the slot of the plug to work as a lever if the plug cannot be removed by hand. Most DE filters are held together in the middle by a clamp assembly. The clamp assembly is secured with a nut and a bolt. Put a socket wrench on the head of the bolt and an open-ended wrench on the nut and unscrew the bolt, counterclockwise. With the nut off, remove the bolt from the clamp assembly. The clamp assembly is pressed on tight. Tap one end of the clamp with a rubber mallet to loosen the clamp assembly. Take the clamp assembly off of the tank. The two halves of the filter tank may still be stuck together. Take a rubber mallet and gently tap the top sides of the upper tank. Lift the upper tank section straight up off the grid assembly. Here we see the top half of a grid assembly. Note the 8 grids covered with DE powder. To reduce the weight of the grid, hose down the grid assembly to strip off most of the DE powder. Lift the grid assembly straight up out of the filter tank. As you lift it off, the manifold pipe on the side of the grid assembly should separate from the bottom pipe of the tank. Note how they line up so you can connect them when you replace the grid assembly. Place the grid assembly on the ground and hose it down again. Spray down inside the assembly as well and outside to remove as much of the old DE powder as possible. Hose out the bottom of the tank. The water and debris should flow out of the drain. Pull out the tank O-ring laying on the edge of the bottom section of the tank. Inspect it for cracks and wear. Replace the tank O-ring if necessary. Clean off the slot where the tank O-ring lays. Replace the tank O-ring. Lubricate the top of the tank O-ring with a silicone or Teflon based lubricant. Carefully drop the grid assembly back into the bottom section of the tank. Make sure the sections of the manifold pipe line up. Clean out the top section of the tank. Place the top section of the tank back on top of the bottom section. Make sure the pressure gauge is lined up so that you can see it. Replace the clamp assembly starting with the back third and folding the two sides to meet at the front. Make sure the clamp is positioned over both lips of the upper and lower tank sections. Insert the bolt and begin screwing the nut on the end of the bolt. Stop to adjust the clamp assembly when the nut becomes difficult to turn. Gently hit the clamp assembly around its circumference to seat the clamp assembly further. Retighten the bolt assembly. Do this adjustment a couple of times. Make sure the final twists are snug, but do not over-tighten the bolt assembly. Replace the drain plug at the bottom of the filter tank. Ensure that your filter's multi-port valve is set onto filter mode. Turn the pull pump on and let it reach prime. The air relief valve should be open to let air out of the top of the filter. Close this valve when a steady stream of water shoots out the end of the valve. Go to our guide on how to add DE filter powder. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to give our experts a call at 1-877-372-6038 or check us out online at www.enyopools.com.